UFC 224, May 12th in Rio de Janeiro. Ronaldo Souza going against Kelvin Gastelum. How do you see this fight going down, Austin?
This is going to be a very competitive fight, in my opinion. You know, Souza, everyone knows he's extremely dangerous when it comes to his ground game. He's extremely physically strong. He's got that orthodox stance, which might be beneficial to Gastelum, but we'll get into that later. And a lot of times when people flurry him, what he does is he shells up and he always looks for the counter right. That's what I've noticed so far. And he tends to, if he's not going to shell up, he always slips to his left to throw the counter right hand. And he does, you know, some things I have noticed is he does kind of dive hard for takedowns if the takedown is from open. You know, if his opponent is against the cage, he does a good job of, you know, getting an ankle pick or getting a trip or something. But if they're from open, if they're in the center of the cage, I noticed that when he shoots for a takedown, he kind of dives for it. His head kind of, you know, goes way over his legs, which is not really what you want to do because it sets you up for an uppercut or a flying knee or whatever. But he also does have pretty heavy ground and pound and, you know, crazy submissions. You know, no one's discrediting that. As far as Gastelum goes, he's a great wrestler. And he's recently adopted this, like, wide karate style stance. And he's a southpaw, which makes him a very tricky guy to strike with. He kind of has a similar style to Lyoto Machida, except he's a little bit more like a modern fighter. You know, he's got more tools in his arsenal. He's got a relaxed style. You know, he does have sudden explosive movements, but he has the cardio that will be able to keep up with him, you know, the whole, you know, 3 rounds. But he is susceptible to an outside leg kick just due to his karate style stance. And he does like the 3-2 combo a lot. You know, when he sees that a guy's hurt, he'll always throw the 3-2. And 3-2 is just basically a hook straight. He'll come right here since he's southpaw. He'll throw a hook just to scoop the guy's guarding hand, and then he'll follow with a straight right after. And that's the same punch he knocked Michael Bisping out with, actually. But as far as Gastelum's win conditions, you know, I think he's got to use his movement. He's got to stay off the cage. He can't let Jacare secure, you know, takedown after takedown. And if Jacare does secure the takedown, he's got to use his superior wrestling to, you know, scramble back to his feet. Because I think after all the takedown attempts, round after round, I think Souza will definitely, you know, it'll definitely be wearing on his gas tank. And I think Gastelum has a superior gas tank. He's young. You know, his conditioning is phenomenal. So that's that. Now, as far as Souza goes, you know, his win conditions are going to be definitely, you know, get Kelvin to the ground, I'm sorry. Look for the submission, but before he looks for the submission, he's got to use ground and pound to soften Kelvin a little bit. You know, a lot of times, you know, guys go for the submission right away, and the guy on the bottom or whatever, whoever's getting submitted, you know, it's easy to detect that right away. But if you soften someone with ground and pound, you know, they might turn their face, they might give you their back, and then from there, I mean, you have an advantageous position. So I think Souza's got to land the takedown. He's got to press Kelvin to the cage. He's got to conserve his energy, and he's got to use ground and pound to look for the submission. But as far as predictions go, I think Gastelum's going to actually get the win. I think he's going to use his superior footwork. I think he's too much of a, you know, adept striker, I think, for Souza. He's not going to get caught by really anything Souza has for him. And I think Souza might take him down, you know, a few times, but he's going to use his good scrambling skills to get back to his feet. All right, guys, this was Austin and Dynasty Liu. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys want to follow me on social media, my Instagram handle is going to be @LiuDynastyMMA. My Twitter is going to be @LiuDynastyMMA as well. If you guys like this breakdown, make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up and subscribe.